I think the principle is right now, the people that are getting the most help are the ones that are the best advised.
I think that our clients, our business clients, I know benefited during this pandemic because of personal local relationships. Maybe it was an accountant that I could refer them to, or a banker that I could refer them to get this the PPP application done, get the PPP advice. And so I think that's critical, is it be someone local and someone that's good at what they do, but also has other relationships that the client can benefit from. I think what you saw in this pandemic was a lot of people have gone away from having a regular attorney, and I would guess a regular accountant. I mean, do it yourself with the internet and all that stuff is great, and it's certainly expanded things, but there's limitations, and I think we found that. I mean, I can tell you story after story of people that would call me after the second funding of the stimulus was basically depleted, or a lot of the local banks weren't doing it anymore. It just didn't get funding, and this loan really was about getting in first and getting in the correct way. And unless you have the relationship set up ahead of time, it's tough to have that. And I think people, 25 years ago, I probably had, double the number of business clients. I mean, our business practice is bigger than it was then, but double the number back then of businesses actually on retainer and ready to roll. And when I say on retainer, I mean, look, the traditional thing is you deposit X amount of dollars with a law firm, it's held in trust, but you're buying the right to contact them and expect immediate response because you've retained them. And I define it a little bit broader. Just create the relationship. Find somebody that you trust, find somebody that you like. I personally would not necessarily require a retainer unless you had some immediate needs, but at least let's have a free consultation and develop that relationship, and let's talk about your business. And I run a business, and so maybe we can just spitball ideas of what you do and what works for you and so forth. Always open to that. And look, it doesn't have to be Rhame Elwood McClure. There's a lot of good lawyers in Porter County, Northwest Indiana. Just I'm encouraging you to develop a relationship with a good law firm, and hopefully you won't need it. Every week, it seemed like, or every 2 weeks, we were getting a new governor's executive order. We were getting new guidance on the stimulus packages, the CARES Act. I've dealt with just a great deal of HR issues, which I would categorize as involving or including employee safety. And so, hey, so-and-so's wife tested positive. He wants to come back to work. What's my protocol? What do I do? Things like that. Or, excuse me. Or we're working a skeletal staff. The person that comes in the morning, her son tested positive at the mill. What's my protocol? What can I do? And so you got to do the research, because it's new to us too. So we're researching it ahead of time in anticipation of questions, trying to anticipate questions so they're ready to answer the questions quickly and properly, because they don't have 3 or 4 days for us to research it and discover exactly what everybody's doing. But there's just what I've seen is just so much information, and so much of it is wrong or not, or old. I shouldn't even say wrong, but just old, because the rules are changing so quickly. We really had to set up a process where we would dedicate 2 or 3 hours of attorney time each day and each evening to kind of monitor what changed. What did the SBA put out that was new? What did the state of Indiana put out that was new? What did the county put out that was new, even down to the local municipalities? And so it's just been something we had to feel that we had to be ready for. And I think we've done a good job with it, as well as other law firms. But I think we've kind of led the way based on who our clients are. We've kind of been forced to lead the way, because we've got some really large clients on the front lines, and they had to get it right.
Sometimes you got conflicting directions. So Somebody might be telling you locally to do something, in state they're telling you to do something different, or different governmental organizations have different requirements. And I know from a small business owner standpoint myself, it's pretty overwhelming.
The biggest thing that I've dealt with is the timing of everything. So I don't know how many emails or phone calls or conversations I've had where somebody sends me something, hey, I got this from the American Dental Association, or I got this from the American Bar Association, and by the time it reaches them, it's changed 3 times. You know, and when I say them, I mean my clients. And I'm like, well, no, that was correct last week. This is the world we live in this week. And so that happened a lot. So I don't I don't criticize a lot of these associations if they had old information or what is currently wrong information, simply because of the timing. By the time you research it, draft the, you know, whether it's a memo that goes out or what have you, or a newsletter, any kind of update, by the time it cycles, information's changing so fast, and by the time it gets to the client, it's outdated. And so that was a big thing that I found, and frankly, and still fighting.